There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. A little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, you GuMPers.
Hey, you GuMPers, all up on the Algarve. How are you this morning? Let me know in the chat, please. It's Feel Good Friday, and as you can see there from the ticker tape, it's a Frankless Feel Good Friday. Now, this is the Friday of the month when ordinarily Frank would join us live from the Algarve, and he has been missing in the Algarve for several months, approaching years now, and he's got work to do this morning. Oh, boo! He's got work to do, so he couldn't join us, unfortunately. But he has left. I suppose it's a but and an and who doesn't like a big but and an and first thing in the morning? Yes, welcome to the Expats Portugal show with me, Carlmanson. Yeah, we've got a Frank-shaped legendary hole to fill. And anyway, I won't do that again. Thank you very much. Incoming tea. Nice. Topless service. And bottomless. Right, crikey. That's thrown me for a moment there. Thank you very much. Nudist, naturist, naturist hospitality. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Now, where was I? Okay, talking about Frank and the Frank-shaped hole that we have left in his inability to be here this morning. And I'm thinking, Frank, the word legend comes up, synonymous with Frank. So why don't we instigate the GuMPers Hall of Fame this morning and think about what other legends we have in our community? And I've got a few nominations myself as I tinker with my green screen live on the show this morning. Yeah, the GuMPers Hall of Fame. We're going to institute it this morning. I put in the comments a bit earlier on the you've been busy. Everyone's been very busy in the chat there. But the National Pantheon of Portugal honors some of the most important personalities of Portuguese history and culture of all times. Presidents Manuel de Arriaga, Teofilo Braga, Sidonio Paes, you see, Sidonio isn't a known name, and Oscar Carmona, writers Almeida Garrett, Alquilino Ribeiro, Guerra Junqueiro, and João de Deus, and of course the artist Amália Rodrigues, as well as the Marshal Humberto Delgado, who I made a little tribute video to, didn't I? Maybe a week or two ago, and the monument to him just down the road from me. So there you go. There's a few of the Portuguese legends, and we have our own GuMPer legends as well. And so I would like you to nominate them. My first nomination, actually, as well as Philomena, coming up, the roving raver. She sent in more footage of her. I mean, it continues. We're getting into late August. She's still sending me videos of her partying. We know from talking to Vitor yesterday that this will continue into September as well. So it's hard being Portuguese in August, as Gilda said. It sounds like it's hard being Portuguese in August and September, and the partying will continue, and you'll get a great sense of that from the footage that Philomena has sent in overnight. She's definitely one of our legend nominations for the GuMPer Hall of Fame, and my nomination is this man as well, Thunderduck T-Duck, legend, if only for his stoic attitude towards his license situation, which is now resolved, and it only took 480 days. So for you, first nomination in the GuMPer Hall of Fame, it's T-Duck. And thank you very much, T-Duck, for everything you do for the show. Some visible, some invisible, not unlike a duck. Nice plumage above the water, and webbed feet going like mad beneath the water. He hasn't really got webbed feet well, I don't know. I've never seen his feet, but I don't think he has webbed feet. Okay, someone is way too early, says Nubianet, who must have been way too early herself to be able to say that. So good morning to both of you at not long after 7 o'clock this morning. That's what makes T-Duck a legendary Gumper, among the many other things that I acknowledge and appreciate you for, T-Duck, and great that you're feeling better. Okay, let's talk to Deagle as well this morning. I mean, there we go, another legend. Shout out to all of you this morning. And I think I've got from Katia Beyond Lisbon Lima as well, a lovely meme from, oh, that didn't make it into my WhatsApp. Maybe I didn't send that to myself. I'm going to have to look for that on Facebook, I think. And I mean, she posts up some brilliant memes, and she's a fantastic writer, of course, as well, blogging about life in Portugal beyond Lisbon. I hope you know of her. And if not, do find out more about Katia Lima. She's amazing. But she put up a brilliant meme this morning, which is an acknowledgement of everybody. And that's what we're going to be doing on this Feel Good Friday, among many other things, I think. I'm a thief. Is this an admission here? Who does not like a good feel good first thing on a Friday morning? Well, let's see if we can keep it up all day as well. Hey, see if we can keep it up all day. Who doesn't like to? Dad joke as well. Sneaking in a dad joke there, D-Girl. We'll come back to those. What else did I want to share with you today? I've got a pastel de nata tasting. If you can grab, blimey, I'm looking really bald, aren't I, since that visit to the, it's this harsh studio lighting. And you know what? There isn't, one of my lights is off. That's why the green screen is out. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go and turn, I'm going to sort out the studio lighting here. Just go and get yourself a pastel de nata while I do this. Be right back. There, the studio lighting is on. There we go. Look, dead air as well as a dead. Is that called dead chair when somebody leaves the when somebody leaves their chair during a live stream? Dead air and dead chair there. A communications first. Here on the Expats Portugal show. Where was I? Okay, yeah, pastel de nata tasting. I've got my headphone cable wrapped around a chair now, doing that. That's better, isn't it? That makes me look even bolder with the penetrating studio lighting. Atelier de Dos is where I'm taking my pastel de nata from this morning to share with you and to taste live on air. And a fantastic video, Francis. You have excelled yourself. Now, you say it's one of your older ones, I think. But it has some, well, but it's fantastic. It is one of your older ones. You're such a brilliant video maker. You're such a great guy. And the content is fantastic because it's about how to save water. Tip 3 is especially good. Your wife is a sport, isn't she? So we'll play that. I think we'll go to that maybe in about an hour's time, 9:30, I think, when we get halfway through the second hour of the show. This morning. So water saving tips, thanks to Francis. We've got your Hall of Fame, GuMPers Hall of Fame nominations, please. Why have I written down Foz de Aurelia? Oh, because I'm going there, not because I'm talking about it on the show after the show this morning. I think that's the basic structure of the show this morning. Get those GuMPer legend, GuMPer Hall of Fame nominations in. Let's acknowledge everyone today for their contributions to the show. You included. James the Slug, where are you this morning? He's a bit late to the show. He's had a busy week, of course, so maybe he's a bit tired this morning. Oh, he is. Slug there. Oh, see, we've got Slug there. How's that? A one-word, one-syllable name still. Goodness only knows what he's going to have for us next week. And, of course, another legend there. As well as Frank. I want to say a little bit more about Frank. I hope it's going well for you, Frank, this morning. And you have prompted this GuMPer Hall of Fame thing this morning. What is it about Frank? I think he's a legend because of the underlying threat of whenever you're with Frank, and I hope you get to experience this for yourself at some point. Maybe you'll stay in his Airbnb in Portimão. But it's the underlying threat of fun. And we need somebody like that in our lives, I think. And in these times, you know, there's so many things that the news and the I suppose the symptoms of the times would have you worry about. You know, not just a bit of mainstream media bashing, although they do absolutely deserve it with their daily psychological attacks on people. But yeah, they are reporting on things that are going on around the world, albeit in their own special way. And there are one or two things that one might be concerned about. But I think that's bringing a general atmosphere of anxiety. I don't know. When you see these memes and sentiments on social media that life isn't as friendly as it used to be, life isn't as connected, sense of community isn't as great as it used to be. You can certainly have some sympathy with those thoughts, and it's up to us, of course. There's no point just saying that and watching it happen. We need to underline and reinstate all those things that we think are missing. And I think Frank is great in that regard. The underlying threat of fun and good times. He's like he's what I remember an uncle should be like in the 70s, the uncle you didn't know you had, but you got to meet at a wedding reception. And this guy is taking a genuine interest in you. He's saying, "Come on, do you drink beer? Do you want a beer?" Like, "Yeah, Uncle Frank, I'll have a beer." And you have a great chat with the guy, and he's funny and he's amusing, and you're dancing, and it makes it one of those memorable moments from your childhood, from your formative years. That to me is Frank, and I can't wait to hang out with you again, Frank. And we need more people, I think, with that. I don't mean to make you sound really retro and dated, but I do have it down as a kind of 70s sense of fun that Frank brings with us, or brings into this age for us in 2022 as well. Does that resonate? Does that ring any bells with anybody? Everybody should have an Uncle Frank, shouldn't they? Okay, so congratulations then on your getting your license after 480 days. Well done, IMT. Yes. Although I don't think they're coming into the Hall of Fame, are they, this morning? But if you do want to nominate them, it's up to you. It's democratic. Nominate who you like, and we'll discuss it. Oh, and talking about democracy and hearing things we don't like, I had another joker on the YouTube channel. "Why do you call yourselves expats? It's so pretentious." You might actually be watching, and I'm sorry if you don't actually talk like that in real life, but I'm just hamming it up for comic effect. Yeah, why do you have to call yourselves expats? It's so pretentious. You're immigrants or foreigners. Like that again. And I have given them the number to call into the show if you want to do that. Yeah, we're having a bit of banter on the YouTube channel about that boring old subject. But anyway, I think things should be talked about. So yes, if you've got any controversial nominations for the GuMPers Hall of Fame, great. If you want to talk about the word expat again, that's also good. But we'll do it in a light-hearted way this morning here on the Expats Portugal show. Great to have you with us. We're here until 10 o'clock, hanging out. Nice. I don't know when I've got my tea. I've got my Atelier de Dos Pastel de Nata. That will be consumed and taste tested during the show. And all of those lovely videos to share from Philomena. I think I'm going to share the first one of the videos just to get the party started this morning. So thank you, Philomena. You definitely are in the GuMPers Hall of Fame. And this is the first video from you. I don't know can anyone identify this artist for me, who I think is great, has a real Sir George sound to. I don't think it is Sir George, but it has that vibe if you're familiar with the work of Sir George. A minute of this video. Enjoy.
Estou a sentir a dica é essa. Vamos juntos sem grande pressa. A cabeça precisa reanimar. Tenho o disco cheio, está aqui, está a crachar. De tanto correr eu fico para trás. E conversar, e tu sabes como se faz. Porque não se usar as duas como se faz. Quando quiseres lançar a gente dá gás. Enganamos constelações com novas ficções, fadas e dragões. Passeamos noutras dimensões. Estabelecemos comunicações. A noite fiz para cantar, não interessa como. A noite fiz para parar, não interessa como. A noite fiz para sonhar, é esse o plano. Vale tudo até nascer o sol e cair o pano. Bora maravilhosa! 1, 2, 3, let's go! A noite fiz para cantar, não interessa como. A noite fiz para parar, não interessa como.
Pretty good, eh? Thank you, Philomena, for that. Let's get the party started this morning on this Frankless Feel Good Friday. And I have found the Katia Lima meme this morning, but it's still not sure. I'm just going to read it to you. And I probably will put this on the screen at the end of the show. But she says this morning, and she's a great friend to have on Facebook because of this. Sorry to disturb your scrolling. I saw this morning as I was scrolling. They see me scrolling. They hating. Sorry to disturb you scrolling. We don't know each other, but I wish you all the best in life and may all things work out in your favor. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful thing to share? And I wish that for you this morning. If we don't know each other very well, we are talking about friends and the GuMPer family here this morning. So we do know each other to some extent. But there will be people watching, of course, as well, who are tentatively dipping their toe into GuMPerville. And that's for you. So sorry to disturb your viewing, but we don't know each other. But I wish you all the best in life, and may all things work out in your favor. There you go. I'll stick that up at the end of the show because that's a very worthwhile sentiment to share. Deagle's in then. Bon dia, Thunder Ducky says early on, and we'll come back to your 2 dad jokes. Thank you very much for those. Bon dia, Thunder Duck. Bon dia, Nubianette. What's that? 4 waiting, 2 likes. T-Duck on the little bit of the like monitoring there. And we have a Coach Turner tip of the day, God Squad tip of the day as well coming up. Thank you very much for that on this Friday. Thank you so much on a Feel Good Friday. A nice, easy-going, a gentle fitness tip from the Coach Turner. And yet, I have a driver's license. It only took 480 days. That's incredible, isn't it? Quite extraordinary. Nearly a year and a half, though. Is it okay to bend 480 days into a year and a half, sounding like the mainstream media now, aren't I? Deep thought of the day, then, from Thunder Duck. And this is a good one, isn't it? You may have heard this before. And it's one of those that's worthy of repetition because I think we all do this to some extent, don't we? We can catch ourselves having resentful thoughts. We're human beings. It happens. Resentment, though, is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Said to be said by Nelson Mandela. Deep thought of the day there from T-Duck. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Yeah, live and be free. Let those things go, my friends. Nelson Mandela thinks it's a good idea. And Portuguese saying of the day, thank you very much for that, T-Duck. Portuguese saying of the day, the sotted, conforma pergunta assim a resposta, tal voz, tal echo, as the question, so the answer. Such a voice, such an echo. Do not expect a friendly reply when being obnoxious. That is exactly what happened to me with that YouTube thing this morning. You know, I'm looking at some really nice feedback. Well done, Astrid. I put up the supermarket shopping webinar recording yesterday, getting a great reception. People loved that presentation. And but that one person, why do you have to call yourselves expats? You're immigrants or foreigners. And yes, exactly. It's so pretentious. That was it. You know, I would prefer, like, you know, this expat thing, can we talk about it? It occurs to me as something I'm uncomfortable with, rather than you projecting your problems over everybody else with your accusation of other people being pretentious. I'm a bit triggered there, aren't I? I'm noticing as I see myself right there. Okay, but anyway, that is a good one this morning. Everything kind of linking this morning. I love it when that happens. You know you're in the flow when things link, right? Such a voice, such an echo. Do not expect a friendly reply when being obnoxious. Yeah, that's for you on YouTube, that is. But you might call in today on 913-590-303 to talk about that expat, immigrant, foreigner thing in a light-hearted way. Do you need a current driver's license to drive an electric car? Well, hey! Snuck that one in. That dad joke right there. Okay, we'll come back to all of those. We'll put them together as a little gaggle of dad jokes. I think it's a groan of dad jokes, a collective noun there, isn't it? And those already read by Deagle. Clear the roads. A duck driving a car in Portugal. Yes, Senor Pato. Wait, what? I need a car to drive. Yes, you do. And now you're fully licensed. Isn't that fantastic? First word in of the day then from the slug, James. Bon dia, GuMPers. Feliz sexta, todos. The only day with sex in it. Feliz sexta-feira. Looks so good. Feels so good to be back on a familiar computer and keyboard. Yeah, we stumped you. Was it only yesterday morning that was happening? Extraordinary. Extraordinary. What a week it's been. And your Will Rogers quote of the day, everything is funny. Oh yes, as long as it's happening to someone else. And I think I can not claim credit exactly here, but you know, when I get a bit of a pratfall here, and when I'm on the receiving end of a bit of banter or difficulty, that's definitely true here in this environment, isn't it? Look at Carl. It's happening to him again this morning. James has put in a long name. He's tripped Carl up. You see, yes, things are funny when they're happening to someone else, sometimes me here in this environment. Thank you, Will Rogers. Thank you, James. Good morning from Raj as well. How are you? Great to have your company this morning, Raj. And Francis. Yes, stick around, Francis. Or come. If you've got other things to do, you've got a bon dia, bon fin de semana. Do you know what? I was going to be quite leisurely and easygoing this morning. I feel myself being very excitable this morning. And when I say I feel myself, you know what I mean? I get a sense, I get a feeling that I'm actually quite giddy this morning Maybe that Vinho Verde is still coursing through my veins from last night. Lovely gathering, Zoom gathering of the Premium Plus folks. And we had a bit of a sort of completion, acknowledgement, celebration gathering last night. I raised a glass to them. I still think I've got that little video. Yeah, this one. Look, check this out. Oh, no sound on that, but that's me. I was after the Premium Plus gathering. I'll keep playing that. Well, during it, actually, I did suggest to everybody as we acknowledge people's successes and their progress in coming to Portugal that we drink the closest thing we could get to some Portuguese wine. I mean, I was very close to it. I had an intimate relationship with some Portuguese Vinho Verde last night, and nearly the whole bottle. There's a little bit, there's 2 fingers left in that bottle. The rest of it I consumed during that call and afterwards, celebrating wonderful people who've made incredible progress coming over here, moving their lives to Portugal. And if I had I'll raise again my cup of tea to you. Thank you for being there last night. It was a lovely call, and well done all of you with in your various states of progress coming to Portugal. But that Alvarinho, that's what Astrid recommended, wasn't it? On Tuesday morning. I think she likes a drop of the Alvarinho. Vinho Verde went down very well last night. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, shout out and big up to all of you folks in your various states of progress, and what brilliant work you've done in this last year or so since we've been working together. So onward and upward. Fantastic. Great stuff there. Let's go back to your lovely chat because I see more people are joining us now. Stephen Wells, bon dia to you, my friend. And while I remember, Stephen, I don't know if I ever showed these. It's one of those resolution Feel Good Fridays. You sent in some beautiful images. We were talking about mooning, if you see what I mean. And you sent in your photograph. Did you take this one, Stephen, of the recent full moon? What are those? What is that? A crater on the bottom of the moon? It's amazing the detail you can get, isn't it? With a mobile phone these days. No, probably not a mobile phone. I think you've got some specialist kit, haven't you, to take that lovely photograph of the moon. Oh, and whenever I see a full moon, I do get a bit kind of hairy and itchy and feel the need to go and prowl around the neighborhood. And a lovely sunset. So yes, I think this goes back a way. And when I was looking at some messages from you, Stephen, I did see this, and I'm not sure if I ever featured them on the show. So for that, I apologize, and I feel that may have been put right now. Beautiful full moon. Who doesn't like a Stephen Wells full moon? Probably his neighbors. And put some clothes on. And the lovely sunset there. Somebody canoeing, kayaking into the sunset. That looks absolutely beautiful. Where is that, Stephen? Thank you very much for sharing those with us. Yeah, other pictures to come. Pete here seen Pete seen with Senor Pascual here in their new business, taking in laundry somewhere in central Portugal. Come back to that later. I don't know how much you charge, Pete, for that service, but thank you. And bon dia to you, Stephen, this morning. And Victoria's in. I see Victoria's in. And Nunu for president. Okay, so that sounds like another nomination to me for our GuMPers Hall of Fame. Nuno Mensch, and he has a monthly residency. We're going to double that at the very least. So we'll have Nuno on more than once a month. We want more. We want more Nuno than once a month. So that's going to be happening very soon too. So morning to you, Stephen Wells. That's going back, scrolling. I need to keep up with the chat here. Anola bon dia, kids, from sunny, beautiful Portimao this morning. Hey, Victoria, am I up to date with all the wonderful footage you've sent in to me? Congrats on the license from Francis to T-Duck. And Jean is in. Bon dia todos. How are you doing, Emma Gent? There. And Barandi is here. Bon dia todos from the gorgeous Bairrada region. I was talking about the Aliança Underground Museum last night. Isn't it amazing, Andy? People need to go there. You really do need to go there. I would say go to Coria, see the beautiful Coria Palace Hotel, maybe even stay there, then catch the train to Sangalhos and go to the incredible Aliança Underground Museum, which has like a Indiana Jones style collection of things, probably pillaged. I don't know. You know how it used to be. People would go, wouldn't they, around the world, taking stuff to bring back to Europe for our curiosity and entertainment. Things probably missing from other people's cultures. But let's not dwell too much on that. Maybe they can have it back one day, and that can be the basis of some entente cordiale. But certainly there are some amazing things that have been gathered from around the world at the Aliança Underground Museum. Underground because it's where they prepare the espumante, and you can see them hand-turning it there among all the wonderful artifacts that are available to you for I think, about €3, including a wine tasting. Jean has amazing news to report. We had a smooth appointment with the CEF, courtesy of EI. We are now officially Portuguese residents. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so Sharon, bon dia. Yes, so excited about our new. So are you both tuned in from different parts of the house there? So excited about our new Portuguese residency visa and grateful to A for such a smooth process. And you were in touch with me as well, of course, this morning, Sharon, weren't you? Added an event to the events section. Thank you very much for that. And I will download those because you sent us in more party action. The Festas do Saúde over there in Sintra. So that needs to be featured as well this morning. As well as, I found out this morning what an Adirondack chair is. I mean, I know what it is to look at, but I didn't know that's what it was called. So I have got a picture in case you don't know what an Adirondack. I mean, Americans, I think, probably will know, will be ahead of everybody else on that. An Adirondack chair. What's this visual dad joke warning coming in from James as well? Thank you for that. Downloading that too. Thanks, everybody. The show where things get downloaded live. And thank you very much. Oh, that's not for me. That's something else. Well, it is for me, but not for this context, I hasten to add. But congratulations, Jean and Sharon. That's fantastic news. Celebrating in Sintra today. Oh, and of course you can celebrate, can't you, with at the event that would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it? Or would be a good thing to do, is go along to the event, which you very kindly shared with me. And celebrate in a Portuguese style because you are now Portuguese resident. So what is this that you've sent in to me? And we have this Festas and now Nacias Santa Saúde, maybe, I don't know. Can't see that bit very clearly, but it's São João das Lampas. And from the 2nd, at least, to the 11th of September, you've got the big gang playing there. Let me just move your comment for a moment, Sharon, so I can see what's going on at this lovely event that you've shared with us. Meta cassettes, Iran Costa, Cuca Rosetta, I think, HMB, Sergio Rossi, the big gang, and Orchestra Ligero Exercito there in happening all over there in Sintra. Thank you very much for that. And I think there's a bigger poster to share as well. What's this? This is the billboard. Oh, okay, that is the Festival de Sintra, part of a bigger festival, I guess. The part I just mentioned, Musica. A Musa do Rei Artista. Very good. Thank you very much. Lots going on in Sintra into September then. So it's not just August that is the party month. We're extending, I suspect, because of what happened with the pandemic and people not being able to party. We're making up for lost time in August and September here in Portugal. Thank you very much, Sharon, for that. And congratulations to you both. I nominate the Doc as well. Yes, in the GuMPers Hall of Fame. He's got to be in there, isn't he? Probing the piles of inquiries. Yes. That come in of medical and about life as an expat, ex-GP, of course, from the UK. Excellent service to the show. Thank you so much to the Doc then. Yes, one of these. In the GuMPers Hall of Fame this morning then, the Doc. Is anyone writing these down? I think maybe I should be, because we may well be coming up. Can I please promote the rugby party as well in Ericeira on Sunday evening? Great music. Well, I didn't know about that, but you and I do now. A day of rugby in Ericeira. Is that coming up then, Colin? Thank you very much for sending that in. Colin Ross Jones, downloading that for sharing with you this morning as well. Wow, people are very busy this morning. And a bon dia from Salgueiro de Lomba. Who is that who sent that in this morning? Thank you very much for that. If I'll try and try and have a look at your WhatsApp profile to see if I can put a name to the face. Bill, good morning, Bill, with a bon dia from Salgueiro de Lomba, just 25 minutes south of Coimbra. Thank you very much for that, Bill. Is that all right to show on the show? I'm guessing it is because you've sent it in to me on that number. And I think I put that on my WhatsApp profile. If you send me something, I'm very likely to show it on the show. So thank you, Bill, for that. Very thoughtful this morning and a lovely photograph. That has to be shown during the course of the show today. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got to Andy, didn't we, in the Bairrada region this morning with a bon dia todos from the gorgeous Bairrada. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Bill. I've got your picture now. Lovely news then for Jean and Sharon as well. And that smooth process thanks to A. And what happened to the new chair? The new chair was a bit of a problem because it was too high. It was high-backed. It was a bit more luxurious. and it came with Boas. You know Boas, of course, T-Duck. We were looking after the chair while he's touring, and it has a very good quality chair, and it had a little bubbly kind of bubble wrap thing that you could sit on as well. But it's too high. It's too high. I'm back on the stool this morning. So thanks for asking. Gilda, Carla, Christine, Michelle, and the entire team at A are all legends. So in the Hall of Fame for them as well. Oh, yes. On this Frankless Feel Good Friday, we're nominating legends for the GuMPers Hall of Fame. Do you think we need a building as well, or some sort of place where they're honored? Maybe we can do the Hollywood. Is it Hollywood Boulevard, where we can have footprints and handprints and plaques in the street? What would a really good Portuguese way of honoring the Hall of Fame be? Calçadas. It's got to be Calçadas somewhere, isn't it? Totally, says Jean. A was first in line, and we were treated very kindly. Very good. Excellent feedback for the team there at A. And, of course, yes, now inducted, or certainly nominated. Actually, yeah, but let's not do any inductions, because that means we'll miss out on a party opportunity. We'll have to have an evening of this, won't we? And get together and drink more of that Vinho Verde. Yay! Pippa's here as well. Bon dia, GuMPers, lurking whilst working. How are you this morning, Pippa? And we've got just down the road from you, Francis's video on saving water. It's fantastic. Video, dad joke warning sent to WhatsApp. Thank you very much for that. I think I got that now, James. Brilliant. And yeah, Pippa acknowledging. I'm up for popping a cork myself here and celebrating. It was a drinking game last night when we had the Premium Plus get together. Every bit of good news, I take a sip of my Vinho Verde. Very dangerous. It was so much good news. It very quickly turned very festive and merry. That's a good euphemism, isn't it? Merry. Carl, you're a legend, and there are so many others. Thank you, Francis. Right back at you, my friend, as everyone will see your legendary video making skills. But thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Nuno for president. Carl, you drink a lot of tea. Is tea in Portugal nice? Well, no, it isn't really. It's not a tea drinking culture. Well, I say that. Of course, the Portuguese took tea to the England a few centuries ago and kicked off the English fondness for tea. I've had to get used to drinking quite weak tea and with UHT milk, but it's okay. It's not, it's not. I can't describe it as a sort of fine dining experience, but tea is tea. It's a lifetime habit. And I've adjusted to how it is in Portugal with the slightly weaker tea bags. Might have to use 2 of them at times, and the UHT milk. But I do love my cuppa. I'm quite habituated to it. And you're right. You never really see tea drinkers unless it's an older person. Yeah, you're right. I mean, people who drink tea here, they're drinking a chá verde, don't they, or a herbal tea generally. You're not going to be getting a cuppa, a British cuppa, a builder's tea or anything like that, generally speaking, here in Portugal. Nice flow, the rapper. Yeah, I mean, he's good. Well, more from him in just a moment. Actually, more from him now. We've got so much to share. So I better get on with it and share the next section from the rapper. Who is it? Has anybody recognized who it is yet? Yes, very good. Nice flow. Let's check. It's almost like a prostitute.
Verdadeiro sucesso é mar e ser mar, sincero e o contrário, não fiques preocupado. Não, a subia para lá. A subia para lá. A subia para o lado. A subia para o lado. Eu só quero estar tranquilo, rodeado de algumas coisas que preciso para ter a minha paz. Para que andar atrás daquilo que não controlo quando na verdade o essencial satisfaz? A maioria não está necessariamente certa. Questionam o que te dizem, mantém alerta. Não tenhas medo de arriscar a vida é uma oferta. Essa porta não fica para sempre aberta. Não percas muito tempo a pensar no que vamos ser por aí. Na dúvida sorri, respeita a vontade que pulsa dentro de ti. Para viveres em plena passagem por aqui. Houve uma passagem, se viver para aí virar. Não precisas de luz para te sentires realizado. Se disserem o contrário, não fiques preocupado. Não, a subir. A subir para o lado. A subir para o lado. A subir para o lado. Para o
really good, eh? Thank you so much, Philomena, for sending that in for a Feel Good Friday. One more section of that rapper. Do like his style. Reminds me of Sir George. It's not Sir George, obviously. But excellent stuff there on a Feel Good Friday from Philomena. Thank you very much. And yeah, James enjoying that. Going back to tea for a moment then. Yes, there are some wonderful tea shops. Says Jean. Also, some regular tea folks who go to the local markets, also available in every store. Yeah, I think it does. When I went to see Phil and Maria, they very kindly invited us around to their house over there, Obidosh way, and they drink tea and they drink it properly. They drink it black and they drink fine, carefully curated and carefully selected tea, and it was delicious. I'm in a very bad British habit. It's the floor sweepings of the warehouse they put into hideous tea bags and then stew it and add milk to it. And UHT milk as well. How horrible is that? I suspect people drinking tea in Portugal are drinking it black and drinking it fine. And that is a habit I would like to cultivate. So I think that maybe that's what you're talking about, Jean. Let me know. And oh no, I just noticed I put you in the old bracket by drinking tea. Yes, that didn't go unnoticed by me, Deagle. It just slipped out of you, but would hurt my feelings at this end. Not really. Hola, bon dia, todos. Faixa do dia is Riding High by Fazio. What a tune that is, because I think I bought that on a bootleg 12-inch back in the day. And I was reminded there, by the way, while we're talking about music and while we had the rapper on there and a bit of scratching going on, I have the dubious honor of scratching on a top 20 record in the UK. I was just reminded myself of that. And the reason I mentioned it is because as I was a little bit tipsy and merry last night, and I was walking the dogs, I was walking down the street, and I was thinking, I was in that sort of frank state of mind, the underlying threat of fun and festivity. And I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm going to put on a disco night at the Pit Stop in San Martino de Porto, if they'll have me. And we will play some 80s bangers or some of this sort of music that Chris talks about. And we'll have some really good fun. We'll have some drunken and debauched fun at Pit Stop with some of the music we love. Anyone up for that? Anyway, Riding High, that's Chris, because that's what I'm about to do. Taking off for some Algarvian sun, sea, sand, and food. Don't forget the sex, Chris. Busy weekend. Portimao, Lagos, Sagres, and more. Fantastic! Let it go. Novel idea. Hey, there's a song in there possibly as well. Stephen's asking, has anyone else only just noticed the rebranding to Expats Portugal show rather than Good Morning Portugal? That's the problem with mainly listening. Yeah, it happened 3 years ago, Stephen. Try and keep up. I had to write, what's this? I had to write 2023 overnight in work. Found it strange. We count in months as a pregnancy lasts 9 months. Time flies. Yeah, I can imagine. What's that record? In the year 25. We're getting there. We really are. It'll be here before you know it. But 2023, when you do look at it on the screen like that, it does seem like science fiction. It's only next year. I like that. A GuMPer gathering feels so much more personal to me than a meetup. Yes, okay. Encouraging GuMPer gatherings across the country, maybe even around the world, of course. Bon dia todos from this cloudy and windy Sintra. Good morning, Antonio. We've been finding out about what's going on in Sintra. I don't know if you've more to add to that, my friend Antonio. I think Jerry's got a request to ask of you regarding our webinar next Thursday evening. But yes, this coming up for you in Sintra. We were looking at this before, Antonio, and this poster as well. Antonio, while we've got you here and your knowledge of the Portuguese culture and scene, who should we go and see from that lineup there between the 2nd and the 11th of September? Thank you very much, Sharon, for sharing that. Antonio, let us know, if you will, who to go and see on that lineup there. Okay, what's that? That's the Tycho crater. Oh, the picture of the moon there. So is that on the bottom left that we see? That's the Tycho crater. How would it have happened, T-Duck? You know a lot of these astronomical things, don't you? Very nice. Oh, and while we're there, we had some memes that you sent in as well. There's a chocolate milkshake. Very good. And there's... Stop! I peed myself. And now, if you're listening on the podcast, that is not, I'm just reading out what I see on a cartoon in front of me. That is not an actual statement of fact here in the studio. And thank goodness I'm not sitting on that borrowed chair anymore. Tickle, 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 tickle. 2 pea pods there. And the peas come out. Stop, I peed myself. You had to kind of be there and see that. And you have to see this as well. That's a nice car. Where did my van go? I'll read that for you, that last bit, because you can't see it because of the ticker tape. Very good. Thank you for those, T-Duck, as well. We'll come back to your dad jokes. And we've got a pastel de nata tasting this morning as well. But I need to keep up. I need to keep up with all your wonderful chat here. And do tell a friend about what we're doing here this morning. We've got lots of lovely vids, music vids, and we've got a pastel de nata tasting from Atelier de Dos. I'll tell you more about developments up there. And we are making nominations for the GuMPers Hall of Fame as well. We've had a few in already. The A team, of course, the A team. Has she thought of that? The A team. Very interesting. And Nunu in there as well. Philomena, T-Duck, James, I'm nominating as well for his quiet care of us all as well. Bon dia to you, Jean. Returned from a hot vacation. Time to a grey home in Sintra. I imagine it'll brighten up today when we do. I mean, when I looked at the weather earlier on this week, it was looking like a lovely weekend here in Portugal. High temperatures, everybody, prepare for those. Yep, sunset was on the mobile down along the River Thames. The moon was with a reasonable digital single lens reflex camera. That's what SLR used to stand for, and it's been transferred, hasn't it, from the world of from into the digital world, from the times when a mirror used. Digital SLR still have mirrors in them? Does it still work like? Anyway, are you seeing what you're focusing on? Do they still use that same technology? I wonder, and I think Stephen will be able to answer that question. The DSLR is thoughtful and fair. I don't get that joke. That's one of James's special jokes there. I'll refer to it as that. But here's the shot in question. Look at that. That's taken on a mobile. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that you can take a picture of that quality on your mobile phone? Thank you very much for both of those photographs. Your moon and your sunset there. Cheers, Stephen. Okay, back to your lovely comments. Chris is in, talking about A team. Hey, bon dia from Chris B as well. Great to have you here this morning, Chris B. Turn my back for a moment, and then hundreds of chat comments come in. Trying to keep up this morning. Perhaps we should. Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll have a party and we'll declare it a national holiday as well when we have the actual GuMPers Hall of Fame induction. Liking this idea. Another public holiday. Yes, remarkable alignment of government agencies in August. Yeah, to have your residency sorted out in August. That's fantastic news, isn't it? For Sharon and Jean, and Antonio F saying, yeah, parabéns, Jean and Sharon, on your residency there. Excellent. And my two favorite shows, Gilda and Michael Heron, when he's on, says Deagle. He's another one, isn't he? Hieronymus Maximus. We need him in the GuMPers Hall of Fame as well. National holiday, do like that. Okay, this is good. End of masks on public transport, including planes. The Minister of Health has announced. It was taking a long time, wasn't it, for them to stop using masks on public transport. There seemed no good reason for it, I've got to say, personal opinion. Has announced the end of use of masks in public transport. I mean, there was still a massive pile of masks to sell, I suppose, so somebody had to keep selling and buying and using them. Cynical. The Minister of Health has announced the end of the use of masks in public transport, taxis, Ubers and planes, as well as in pharmacies. Yes, well done. Good stuff. And Andy saying to us, still lots of festas, etc. on the What's On page. Yes, thank you, Andy, for doing that. Don't forget, you can share your recommendations and posters there, but don't forget to log in whilst you're doing that on that WordPress technology over there. The article in the Portugal News, but doesn't mention a date. Portugal News articles are often scarce on facts and details. And what they lack in facts and details, they make up for in angry comments, which are hilarious to me anyway. Sarah's in. Bon dia, GuMPers. I think that's probably, yeah, what date does the mask wearing end? Usually with an announcement of that kind, it will be within a week, wouldn't it? If anyone knows the answer to that, please let us know. Sarah, good morning to you. What are you up to in Setúbal this weekend? What weekend plans have we got? The Hall of Fame for taking over the mantle of, yes, for Portuguese, for Andy Gilchrist, Lord Gilchrist to some, and to his colleagues in the House of Lords. Yeah, Hall of Fame nomination there for Andrew Gilchrist. Could you pass that on, please, Stephen, to Andrew? Yes, absolutely right. Well deserved there for taking over the mantle of hosting. It came with a ceremonial cape and an orb and scepter, which he doesn't always wear during the man cave, but that was part of it. So well done, Andrew, and thank you for that. And yes, a very appropriate nomination there. Nice one. It says will no longer be mandatory. Maybe it's already happened with the mask thing there. And yay, a Hall of Fame Gumper gathering. I like it. Me too. Me too there, James. Or better, a Gumper Hall of Fame gathering. Yes. Playing with the words there, James, as we know you do. Carlão is the rapper there. Carlão. Okay, very good. Carlão. The rapper. Thank you very much, Antonio. More from him to come. And is Builder's tea like cowboy coffee? Is there anyone here that translates English to English from Portugal? Country Bear, who are you? Thank you for being here this morning. Cowboy coffee, is that coffee boiled in a pan? And sometimes the French call it thé trempe, don't they? Where you boil up tea leaves in a pan. Now, so I think we're on the same sort of page there, Portugal PT Country Bear, and welcome to the show. Yes, Carl, no milk in tea in Portugal. So there you go. And that's right. That's how it should be. I think the English put milk in tea to stop the porcelain getting stained. It's a nasty habit. It's a nasty habit. And maybe I'll cure myself of it ultimately. Get some decent quality tea. Stop putting milk in it. Yeah. And who cares if the porcelain gets stained? Who doesn't like to stain the porcelain first thing in the morning? Not me. And that's why I have milk in my tea, I'd like to add. Abel Pinheiro. Bom dia. Just getting some refreshing rain after 2 weeks in boiling sunshine in Portugal. You've been over, Abel. Why didn't you come and see us? I would love to have met up with you, but you're back, are you, in Bonnie, Scotland? Have you guys tasted rooibos tea? Who doesn't like a red bush first thing in the morning? Have you guys tasted rooibos tea from South Africa? I had a conversation with a friend about his son who wanted to start growing rooibos in Portugal because, oh, that's a nice idea. They could do that in the Azores, couldn't they? There is Azorean tea. And yeah, maybe on the mainland. Mainland, is that the right way to refer to Portugal in relation to the autonomous regions, mainland Portugal? I don't know. Anyway, but here in, and I shouldn't call it Portugal either, should I? Here in European Portugal, is that? I don't know. I'm getting myself into deeper and deeper hot water, in which I would plunge rooibos tea leaves if I had them. It's a great idea, Francis. And we're making our way slowly to your video premiere. Certainly here, it's been premiered on YouTube, but we're gonna have a premiere all of our own, talking about saving water. A very entertaining look at saving water, especially tip 3. Watch out for tip 3 of water saving tips from Francis coming up on the video. Yes, but we're not done with the heat, apparently. Yeah, I think we've got a hot weekend coming up. Chris B, great to have you here. Carl, the best artist in that bunch is Cuca Rosetta. No sooner did I say, who doesn't like a red bush first thing in the morning? But it depends on your music preferences. She is a fado singer. Okay, well, that would be a great education for people, I think. You can see how far the debris, I'm saying that in an American way for our American viewers, the debris, I call it debris, but debris, which sounds like a Frenchman as well, doesn't it? Philippe Debris, the famous French philosopher. But the debris from the Tycho crater, you can see it. If we show that to Stephen's full moon again, the lines from the crater are quite extraordinary, aren't they? Hold on a minute. Let me just get that out the way there. Yeah, look at those lines of debris there on the moon. Thank you for pointing that out. I know T-Duck likes to get excited about all things astronomical. Colin, yes, I did get your poster. I will show that as well. Yes, so we shout out then for Cuca. Sorry, Antonio, if I haven't got that right. Can we have a phonetic on that? Cuca Rosetta. Ciao, ciao. Going for a swim weekend. Have some painting in the hall stairs. That's exciting. You'll be actually watching paint dry this weekend. A new carpet coming Monday. Yes, that often prompts a bit of painting, doesn't it, with a new carpet coming on Monday. Love my weekend off. So away for 128 lengths. Well, good for you. Who doesn't like 128 lengths first thing in the morning? That's fantastic, Eagle. Bon fin semana, my friend. Sharon says the 56th Festival de Sintra program includes opera, romantic chamber music, music for the piano, and each performance is located at different cool locations, including the National Palace and the CCOC, the Seacock, over there in Sintra. Thank you for that. Background information there, a bit of context. Thank you very much, Sharon. Carl Reamer and I had a great weekend last weekend hanging out. Oh, Chris Phillips from Jazz FM. It was a great and then it stops. Garvo, I was wondering where you are, but here you are this morning. And I was talking to Tony and James on Wednesday about giggly moments on the Good Morning Portugal show, and none are better than that time Gary Austin and I were giggling like a couple of schoolboys at the blessing of the helmets, which is coming up in Fatima soon. It is. Have I still got that poster in my poster collection? Or did I think, Carl, that is so puerile and ridiculous? Why do you keep things like this? Yes, I must have been having one of those moments when I was judging myself for being puerile and juvenile. I don't have many of those, obviously, but in that moment I did. So I don't know, Gary, can you find the blessing of the helmets poster for me? Although I'm not sure you should be searching for that. If Linda's using the computer after you, and the sort of advertising she might get on her Google ads if you start searching for blessing of helmets. Anyway, opening program 23rd. People, it's a thing. Blessing of the helmets is a thing at Fatima. Opening program 23rd of September is Veselina Kasarova, the mezzo soprano. You know, Josep Caballé, Domenech, conductor orchestra. Oh, is the conductor of the Orchestra Gulbenkian, and that will be at the Olga Cadaval Cultural Center. That is a top lineup, isn't it? I mean, I don't know those people specifically, but if you're gonna be going out and enjoying some culture, I'm imagining the Orchestra Gulbenkian is going to be top notch, and you've got some good soloists coming in, haven't you, into the country for that? Fantastic. There's religious and music activities every day from the 2nd to the 10th, and yes, we need to remark upon that, don't we? That it's not just about partying and pop music. Usually, pretty much always, with one of the festas locally, there's going to be a religious backbone to it as well. You know, particular insights into the culture that you can learn about as an expat, immigrant, or foreigner. To see that as part of the festa, I think, is really important, and not just the debauchery. So in those São João das Lampas festivities, the festas de Nossa Senhora de Saúde. Thank you very much for that clarification, Antonio. Yeah, and that's a good call. Thank you very much. Perhaps continental Portugal. Thank you very much for that, James. Very thoughtful. Anyone in Thra? Is that in a Lord of the Rings village? For tomorrow we march upon Thra. I don't know. Colin maybe just lost interest in his own sentence and contribution there. Let's see if he comes back with anything further. I think the term you're looking for is continental Portugal. Thank you very much for that, PT Country Bear. Good to make your acquaintance this morning. Was that you? Was it you and me that was having a bit of a bust up about the expats thing? I wonder. It's coming. It's common to refer here as continental Portugal. Thank you for that. A one-word. Jay and Sarah to Antonio, ran into them online and only listened to a couple of songs, but I like them. That's HMB. Anyone got anything further to say about HMB whilst we reach into the video deck and enjoy a bit more music supplied courtesy of that Hall of Fame, GuMPers Hall of Fame nominee, Philomena. Of course, Philomena needs to be in there. And this is the third of her sections of music with our wonderful rapper in. That's so good. I love that. Love his voice. The crowd lapping it up there. Fantastic stuff. And as well as the video there, the one I showed previously, there was some projected text. And when Philomena sent that in to me, she did say, can you translate? Can you understand this? Oh, here's a picture of her. Others in this picture you will recognize. Who is that with his new laundry service in central Portugal? But yeah, going back to the video there, and our rapper, Carleão, I think, Saúde, dinheiro para gastos, tesão. What does that mean? I will leave that hanging there on this Frankless Feel Good Friday, where we're making suggestions, nominations for the GuMPers Hall of Fame on this Feel Good Friday here. So please do that. Oh yes, and here is not the Ariadne chair, and I have wondered where does that chair originate from? It's somewhat Shaker-esque, is it? Possibly the one on the right. That's a fine chair collection you've got there, Phil and Maria. But news to me, learned something this week. Learned many things this week, but one of them was this is the one on the right. There is the Adirondack chair. and had never heard of that before. But if you've ever wondered, and I know you can get them a plastic version of it in various colors at Agriloja at the moment, stackable, of course. But isn't that a nice, comfy looking chair? You can sit back and view the landscape. And from that very chair there on the screen, thank you, Phil, for that. He was able to enjoy a sunset, which I thought I had in the deck, but I don't anymore. But he sends us the most beautiful sunsets. It was that one. Do you remember the one that had the pylons in it as well? Thank you so much, Phil, for sending us the picture of your Adirondack chair and educating, well, certainly me this morning. Did anyone else know that's what it was called? The poster is on the What's On page. What, Andy? Where have we missed a few comments there? What have I done now? Anyone in Ericeira, in the main square in Ericeira, Sunday evening? It will be what are you doing, Colin? Focus, man. Entertained by a 14-piece band. What's happening over there? Where you're not in Ericeira anymore. You used to be, didn't you? But you're nearer to me on the Silver Coast. Nadadura, is that what your part of the world is called? Let's bring on that poster that he's talking about here. The Ericeira Day of Rugby. Let's bring that poster up for you to see. Let's see if I have got that. Oh yeah, Dia do Rugby here. Well, there in Ericeira, I should say. Thank you very much for that. So many pickies this morning. I'm uploading duplicates now. There's so many into the chat this morning. But this is the Ericeira Rugby. Oh no, it's not, because I have reached the limit of what I'm allowed to. Hold on a minute. Bear with for a moment. We can get rid of the Adirondack chair now, I think. Let's bring in the Ericeira Rugby Festival poster. Okay, you've been very patient. Here it is. No, still not letting me do it. Hold on. I've got to delete a few now. My goodness. So many. So generous this morning with your contributions. And a massive video, I think that's part of it that I've uploaded this morning from Francis. But let me see if this works this time. I think it is working this time. Rugby fans, you've waited long enough. Here it is. Oh, and my battery's running low as well. Better plug in. Quick, before the show crashes. Dia do Rugby, Musica ao Vivo. So live music, drinks and snacks. Beatrice and Miguel are playing at 9 o'clock. And of course, at 10 o'clock, the party really gets started with Progetto Bug. And you have on the 28th of August, on this That's Sunday, isn't it? The 28th of August. It is the 26th today, 27th, 28th. So it's going to be Sunday in Ericeira. Jogo de Bola, a celebration of rugby in Ericeira. Is Ericeira a bit of a rugby capital, Becca, then? Here in Portugal, do let us know if you will. Not Eric, I'm calling you Eric because you used to live in Ericeira. And let us know where you live now, Colin, if you will. Carl, tempting the copyright gods. Yes, I am rather this morning, aren't I? Sent helmet link on WhatsApp. Thank you very much. I see so many of you sending me things this morning. That's fantastic. And that wasn't me. PT Country Bear hastens to add that we was having crossing swords with on YouTube this morning. Jean's in as well. How about that? Bom dia todos. Acordo atrasado hoje. Good morning to you, Jean. Great to have you here. Thank you, Rugby Colin, for your contributions this morning. And PT Country Bear is actually Marcus Lawrence. Marcus, we know you as Marcus Lawrence, don't we? Changed my tag to match my Instagram. Nice one, PT Country Bear. Carl is the real legend here every day, entertaining and informing us Expats. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, James. And again, right back at you. And yes, look at this. Adirondack chairs are actually ubiquitous in Georgia and other points south. The great big arms comfortably accommodate a glass of sweet tea. How fantastic! You know. Blessing of the Helmets poster is on the What's On page. Of course it is. I remember, and that's where I downloaded it from before. Thanks to you, Porky Feet Andy. We're shortcutting though. We've got Gary Austin has gone there. He's gone there and done that, and I will put in the link that he's got in case you need to share the Blessing of the Helmets poster with the folks back home. At your service, and delighted to be of service to you there, with spreading the word about the Blessing of the Helmets worldwide. I think this will work. Let me know if it does. That's gone into the chat right now. Thank you very much, both Andy, Barandi, and Garvo. Great to see you here this morning, Garvo. And what's this naked Adirondack chair on WhatsApp? Oh my goodness. Okay. I think it's very dangerous to sit on an Adirondack chair naked, or any other slatted chair for that matter. Great personal injury can come about by sitting naked on a slatted chair. Not speaking from personal, or am I? I don't think I'm speaking from personal experience. I just get the sense that it's not a good thing to do. You're welcome. Public safety information issued, as well as everything else that's happening here on the Expats Portugal show this morning. Like me, then possibly you had way too much wine last night and now you have a horrible headache. What's the cure for a hangover in Portugal? Wine. You're on the right track there. Wine is the cure for the hangover, I think. So maybe a little snifter this morning, Moaz. Carl, 2 weeks. Amy Walker's here, everybody. Look, Carl, 2 weeks until we get our passport back from the CEF consulate. Fingers crossed. Well, absolutely everything crossed for you and everyone else who's in that holding pattern, waiting game. That is inevitable in this process. So all the best to you, Amy. Thanks for tuning in this morning. And yeah, Jean, congratulating Thunderduck. In case you weren't here this morning, earlier on, we have congratulations for Thunderduck on getting his driving license finally after 430 days of waiting. And a good year for motorcyclists, apparently. All helmets welcome. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure that's not true, that all helmets are welcome at Fatima there. But why not? Don't forget. I was going to say, don't forget to send video. No, please don't send video of you having your helmet blessed in Fatima. And thank you very much, Brab. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Pippa. Feel Good Public Service coming in from you. I'm not sure I'll be able to play a video. I might have to have that for our next Feel Good Friday there, Pippa. A little bit more difficult. When you send me a video link, by the way, if you send me a video link and I have to download something, that makes it a little bit more difficult on the show. But that doesn't mean it won't ever be shown. 480 days, not 460. Selling him short there, waiting for his license. And also, yes, sitting naked in an Adirondack might leave an interesting striping on the skin, as well as one of other personal injuries you might endure. Adirondack, then, just everyday word in the United States. I'd never heard of it until this week. Okay, Antonio, mixing religion and pagan festivities was the best way for the church to bring people to religious festivities. Of course, it's an oldie but goodie, a standard practice, isn't it? As people used to go to the pagan ones from a long time ago. Yeah, absolutely. Don't get rid of the pagan ones. Get people in. Get people in with sell the sizzle, not the steak. I give them a bit of steak once they get there. Fantastic, excellent stuff, Antonio F. Thank you very much for that. Let's play that video then from Francis. It's 9:30 here on the Expats Portugal show. Thank you for being here this morning. This is fantastic. You're going to enjoy this. It's nearly 10 minutes long, so maybe grab yourself a nata and a coffee and write and a pencil and paper, because you can make notes of these water-saving tips. We'll be back after this with more video footage from Philomena and a live tasting on it. I don't think I've done this before. Pastel de nata from Atelier de Dos. But some water-saving tips now from South Africa, which are very transferable, especially tip 3. Now, I'm wondering if this has got no... This is embarrassing, Francis, because I think it should have sound on it. And my downloading of it has missed out on that. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to have to sound on it by now. Okay, I'm going to go to YouTube to play it. I'm going to play it directly from YouTube, and I am treading on the copyright toes. We'll see what happens with this, but I do want to share this with you. So just bear with again while I do this and play it at source, if you like. With this could be quite clunky. Stand by for this. I'm going to share it via WhatsApp this morning. So let me just see if I can make that happen. And yes, clicking on Cape Town drought water saving tips. Well, I think we're heading in the right direction with this. Here we go. Click on that and bring that onto the screen. And I think we're nearly there. Skip those ads and turn up the volume. Come on, take it away there, please, Francis. And I'll put it into full screen as soon as I possibly can as well. There we go. That's better.
like all emotional and stuff with the music. But the first video you saw, that was a place called Tierwart's Dam. Guys, boarding, guys, having fun. The dam is not full, but almost full. And then this video, it's empty. The dam is so empty, they say we've got less than 100 days of water left. So I don't know how many days are left because people have been posting 100-day video for like the last 10 days.
Do you know what, Francis? You're absolutely
But what's
right.
important is
What's going
that
on
we need to
here?
start saving water. And here are a few tips. I'm going to see if I can help you guys along.
Okay, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop. Cut.
But first, I got a peanut butter problem.
All right, he's got a peanut butter problem. Okay, I am so sorry. You are still a nomination for the GuMPers Hall of Fame there, Francis. I don't know what was going on with the audio syncing of that. It's not fair to ruin your video in that way. So I'll make sure I've got a decent copy of it and we'll play that for you next week. Okay, but it's really good. If you can't wait to see that, I'm going to put the link to it into the chat now. I'm so sorry about that because it's a really good video, really well made. Yeah, thanks for being trying. says Francis there. Yeah, what a shame, but we will get around to playing it at some point. So let me just share that. Oh, actually, Francis, can you do that for me? Can you put that in the chat so that people can watch that if they want to see it before I play it next week? Apologies, I can only apologize. Let me see if I can play a different video now. Other music selections then from, I don't even know which gig this was that Philomena was at, but here's another one from her. We've got 3 more to share with you. Some great cultural insight from Philomena, our roving raver.
Você pode gritar assim, encaixa, não faz que encaixa, isso, olha, encaixa, vamos lá, encaixa,
Excellent stuff. Let's have another one. Thank you so much, Philomena, for these.
Olha daqui e a tua mesa, ganhei coragem, tentei a mesa. E tu ficaste louca com a cabeça nova, e eu contigo por cantar esta moda. Ficaste louca com a cabeça nova, e eu contigo por cantar esta moda. Dá-me beijinho, dá-me abraço, dá-me carinho e mais ver cavalo. Dá-me beijinho, dá-me abraço, dá-me carinho e mais ver cavalo. Dá-me beijinho, dá-me abraço, dá-me carinho e mais ver cavalo. Dá-me beijinho, dá-me abraço, dá-me carinho e mais ver cavalo. E essas palmas preciosas!
Wow, it's so joyous, isn't it? So Songe do Minho there. I'm imagining that's the name of the band rather than the festival, Festa, that Philomena was at. One more to go, those that I'll play a bit later on. And this is a tradition. What does Philomena call it? Where singers are challenging each other. It's almost like, it has resonances of rap, or as though rap borrowed something from this tradition that Philomena has brought to our attention. So thank you, Philomena, for that. The tradition is called, and I'll play the video of it for you, but the tradition is called Cantar a Desgarada, a northern way of singing, a singer challenging another singer. It's right there, isn't it? From, what's it called? 8 Mile with Eminem. It's like the video will be reminiscent of watching Eminem challenging in a rap throwdown. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for being here this morning on the Expats Portugal show. Munson here, about to try and look at what I've got here. This is very what could we call this? We could call this real cutting edge YouTube stuff, couldn't we? A live stream where there's going to be an unboxing, an unwrapping, and a live tasting. Now, the problem with Atelier de Dos boxes is they're not like an Apple computer. As I open the box of Atelier de Dos, I beg your pardon, not Dosh. Although they are making a lot of Dosh, selling their Bolo de Berlin, which are legendary. They are 65 cents, and they have every imaginable filling you could wish for up there. That is their speciality. Here, my friends, is their pastel de nata. So I need to just put it around that way so you can see what I'm talking about. Atelier de Dos, our family loves you. We like to get there as often as possible. Oh, if you want to scan their QR code and find out more about them, there you go. That's for you. That's very modern, isn't it? Phil would approve of that. Atelier de Dos .pt. And mate, I don't know if anyone could scan that. Yeah, there you go. Try scanning that and see if that works. Try scanning that, though, and see if that works. So I'm going to have a bite of it now. I've got my napkin serviette standing by. Their Bolo del Berlin are amazing. So I would say the best in the country. Okay, and I got a little video to play you to show you what their Bolo de Berlin look like. But pastel de nata, let's see what they're like. We had footage, didn't we, from Rebecca earlier, pastéis de Berlin. And I think Andy was there, weren't you, this week as well, taking Relise to see pastéis de Berlin. Let's see what the Atelier de Dos pastel de nata is like. Would you like to hear this being chewed and munched? Some people like that sort of thing. There's a whole YouTube genre dedicated to it, isn't there? Others, like myself, do not like hearing other people eating. I think it's very bad mannered. But I'm going to do it right now. Okay. In typical cooking program style, where you do eat with your mouth full of what you've just tasted and rubbing the pastel de nata on the mic boom as well. Whoops. Superb. Up to their usual standard. To be fair to them, that's 2 days old now. And I meant to do it yesterday, but I wanted to share that with you today. I want to shout out to Atelier de Dos. At the moment, in San Martino de Porto, if you're on the beach, there are people wondering about selling their Bolo de Berlin. There's some sort of concession going on. So another tick in the box for San Martino de Porto with all its wonderful pleasures to share. And Atelier de Dos is just 20 minutes out of town up the hill. But that is superb. Pastry a bit soggy now, but that's not their fault. I left it too long. But still, that tastes fantastic. The custard is good. When they were fresh, the pastry was excellent too. 10 out of 10. For you, while I finish munching on that, let me just show you now what their Bolo de Berlin are like. So very good, excellent stuff, Atelier de Dos. You continue to please and delight, and let's show everybody what your bolos look like now. I wonder what's in this box. Atelier de Dos. What's that? A sweet workshop, sweet studio. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my word! Look at that golden goodness, the sunshine on those Bolo de Berlin. Each one a different filling, can you believe? Oh, I cannot wait. Bye. Gotta go eat donuts. Whoa. Seriously, get it on your list. Atelier de Dos. Yeah, and I did say eat with my mouth full. It's about eating with your mouth open, isn't it? Or eating with a mouthful. It's not nice. So apologies. Well, you've probably gone if you don't like that sort of thing already anyway. So yeah, sorry about that. But there was no other way to do that. Maybe make a video. But yeah, there I was tasting live this morning. Antonio F. Oh no, let me just, before we go to that, Antonio F, and thank you very much for your comment there. And we've got dad jokes to do as well, of course. Don't go until you've heard the dad jokes this morning. But yeah, Atelier de Dos, I used to go up there and think, why haven't they got a cafe here? You know, you're never far from a cafe. No one misses a cafe opportunity, do they, in Portugal? Why have Atelier de Dos not got a cafe? Well, they have now. So you can go up there and you can enjoy their wonderful confectionery on the premises at Atelier de Dos, which is just up from Alfezaral on the other side of the main road, up the hill. And really, it is the gateway to the wonderful part of Portugal that is east of the Atlantic and San Martino de Porto and Saleo de Porto and Foz, going inland. I think it's really underrated and really unknown because most people are focusing on the coast. It's a wonderful part of the country And Atelier de Dos are like a gateway to that part of the world. So do recommend a little journey. If you're coming to the coast, to the Silver Coast, go inland as well. Don't just stay on the coast, and enjoy a little stop off. If you ever tour this area with me, you will be coming to Atelier de Dos, and we will try. I haven't tried the cafe yet, when we will try that new cafe together. Okay, so thank you very much, Antonio F., our go-to when it comes to a wonderful cultural insight here. And I hope you'll be able to join us next Thursday evening. Jerry will be reaching out to you, as I say, Antonio. And you say, may I advise people to look for Viriato Viriathus on Wikipedia, that leader of the Lusitanians, a local tribe living in part of what's now Portugal, is celebrated as our first hero. So into the GuMPers Hall of Fame. We do need some cultural icons, and there's the first, thanks to Antonio F. So look out for Viriato. Is that Viriato? Yeah. And Viriathus. Viriathus. This is Lusitania. Oh! As you can see in Antonio F's wonderful outfit that he's wearing in his YouTube. Do you dress up like that sometimes, Antonio? I wonder. Is it appropriate to go to work like that occasionally? It wouldn't be dressed. Wouldn't be dress down day. Would it be dress other day? I suppose. And yeah, if you're wondering, is that Francis in that video? That was in 5 years ago, and he's had a haircut since then. And Jean's asking of you, Antonio, was Viriathus the one who put lanterns on his livestock and marched them around at night to deceive the Romans into thinking he had a much larger force? Now, that's what makes a leader. A bit of lateral thinking like that. That sounds great. Hi as well from Victoria Benson. And Carl, did you get my chair pick? I did get a naked Aridondac, or whatever you call it, chair. Aridondac. Let me just see if I can find that. Sending me pictures of naked chairs. What are you like, Mr. Holly? I did. Oh, yeah, there it is. And of course, we've got a Bill's picture to show as well. Beautiful picture from Bill, not far from Coimbra. So let me load that up as well. Thank you, everybody, for all your wonderful pics this morning. Rugby Collar, thank you very much for sending that in, your rugby picture earlier on as well. So much. And yes, I'm overloaded here, but I'm not complaining. I just want to make sure I can share all of the pictures with you. Yes, a naked Aridondac. What is it called? Ariadniac chair. I mean, anorak. What's happening there? It looks as though... No, okay, I can see how that's making sense now. Beautiful. And I suppose that's it in its naked form then, is it? Who knew we would be looking at vernacular American furniture here on the Expats Portugal show? But that's obviously bringing up a few memories and triggers for people. There's a naked one, pre-painting. Back to Portugal then, and thank you so much, Bill, for this lovely collage of pictures. And let's just tell me where this is. I'll tell you where this is. Bom dia from Salgueiro de Lomba, just 25 minutes south of Coimbra. Well, you're not going to be far from here, Bill. Pop in, have a cuppa. Well, actually, yeah, you probably want to, after I've described how I drink tea, we'll probably go out for a coffee and a nata instead. Maybe up to Atelier de Dos. But that's beautiful. Look at that sky. Look at that sunset. Wonderful. Is that where you were staying? Looks fantastic. Thank you very much, Bill, for sharing that this morning. Okay. Another video to share with you then. Thank you so much, Philomena, for that. Did anyone decipher Saúde Danilo para Gostos Tesão there, I wonder? And another still from your evening out. Bom dia. Oh, look at that. Bom dia, minha alegria. Very good. I didn't notice that first time round. So thanks so much, Philomena. There they are, the Pasquales and the Bleachers together. Maybe earlier on that same day. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Philomena. You definitely... a nominee, and I'm sure to be inducted into the GuMPers Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for that. Here's another video from you then. This is of the ancient tradition, I believe, in northern Portugal, of singers challenging other singers. Check this out.
Eu sou um homem vivido, cuidado malta da maravilhosa. Eu sou um homem vivido, eu tenho um microfone experiente. O teu é o microfone rompido, o teu é o microfone rompido. E vamos aqui contar, nesta hora vou-te dizer. E vamos aqui contar, se qualquer pessoa pegar no microfone dele, ele está sempre a falhar. Mas ele vamos confessar, ele veio de busca vive. Eu vim para a vossa beira, eu
How cool is that? There you are at a gig, and then someone stands up behind you and starts singing and heckling the singer on stage. That's fantastic. Thanks, Philomena, for all of those videos today. Some of this now.
Warning.
I'm afraid so. Okay. Dad jokes from Deagle and T-Duck this morning. A rim shot at the ready. My wife says I should do lunges to stay in shape. I think that is lunges and not lounges. That would be a big step forward. And what does a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They are both parasites. Write them down and use them later. Let us know how you get on. Do you need a current driver's license to drive an electric car? Pete, I have a fear of speed bumps, but I'm slowly getting over it. And finally, probably not, I had my driving test yesterday and got 8 out of 10. The other 2 cars got out of the way. Yes! And we nearly forgot a bit of this morning. God Squad tip of the day then. I have a favoured set of activities to stay healthy, but in reality, this is ahead of the weekend. The bon viveurs, indulging yourselves and thinking, oh, I really must do something. On the exercise front, Coach Turner giving us great service here, serving suggestions daily about how you can grow old disgracefully and have a bit of gentle fitness whilst enjoying life to the full, like an Uncle Frank. I have a favoured set of activities to stay healthy, but in reality, most movement will have a positive effect. So whether you're hoovering, gardening, or chopping logs, it's all good. Yes, and, cleaning the house. It's all yoga, isn't it? And maybe the thing to do, and some of us, I suppose, can be a little bit resentful going back to T-Duck's other comment this morning, but you can think to yourself, oh, this is a chore. This is a drag. But then if you switch into a mindful state and instead of, I've got to bend down and sweep up over there and dust up here, put your whole self into it. Think about it. Be in the moment of the cleaning, and then it's mindful exercise, isn't it? Rather than a drag and a chore. Anyone else put incense sticks and a loincloth on to do their domestic chores like me? I wonder. But there you go. There's another activity you can add to the hoovering, gardening, or chopping logs. Whatever you're doing, do it mindfully, do it purposefully, and it's actually then exercise, isn't it? You're bending, stretching, you're being mindful. And at the same time, loving your body, which I think is also a very important thing to do as well. Vivienne DeLange, I'm going to go with. Hi there, interesting channel with great advice and information. I'm planning to retire in Portugal one day. Regards from Vivienne in Port Elizabeth in South Africa. We very nearly went there this morning. We will play your video, Francis. But yes, thank you for being here in South Africa. Pippa in Botswana and Francis, of course, in South Africa as well. How's it? Naked chairs. Ooh, splinters in the bollos. You don't want that, do we? Okay, thanks. Okay to share our Instagram. Yes, of course it is. Please do, Bill. Is that your place, Bill, where you live? Feel free, absolutely. Carl, you already missed that translation. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not high. Is that what the translation was, I wonder? And isn't that the place where Gordon Ramsay did some filming? I'm lost now. We've been all over the place. Which particular place? Atelier de Dos, is that right? Is that where Ramsay's been there, has he? Interesting. Okay. Shout outs then from Joao F to everybody this morning. Hi, you lovely friends. And Joao F saying, today I woke up in a very good mood because it's Friday. Sexta-feira. And I still haven't had one, but a good cup of strong coffee. Oh, and I still haven't had but one cup. Look, whatever's going on with your coffee, enjoy it, Joao F. Going to my second one now. Okay, so you have had a first one. You're on to a second one now. That's fantastic. Okay, thank you. That is that the translation there that we were looking for? Sorry to have missed it earlier on, Antonio, but we have had hundreds of comments and chat this morning, and I thank you for that. Okay, Portugal is a drag in terms of bureaucracies, as well as customer service, general lack of money, poorly educated politicians, and so on and so on. Now, somebody explain to me why I love this country, because in so many ways we can be distracted away from that, can't we? With the 80%, the 90% of great and good things, that 10 or 20% just pales into insignificance. That, I would suggest, is why Joao F. Vivienne, you're getting a welcome here from James. Keep tuning in. Each day has a different focus, and most of it is more specific to moving to and being in Portugal. Yeah, moving to and being in Portugal. That's exactly what we do here. Enjoy, says James to you, Vivienne. You're very welcome here. Migration Monday, of course, on Monday. A Consumer Tuesday. Ask anything about Portugal Wednesday. Moving to Portugal Thursday, and Feel Good Friday. That's how we roll. Vacuum cleaning really sucks. Yes, very good. And it might take the best scientists in the universe to explain it. What's that? The translation, I wonder. What a beautiful name, Vivienne Delongre. What a beautiful name you have. Welcome to this show, Vivienne. Hope to have you here on a daily basis. How lovely. And Bill, yes, we live in Salgueiro de Lomba. It's a tiny mountain village halfway between Tomar and Coimbra. Well, yes, please do share your Instagram. We would like to know more, Bill. Great to see you here. Thank you very much. For me, from James to Joao F, it's the culture and the people, perhaps outside the government and bureaucracy. Yeah, we can't let these things overshadow. It's what I was saying before, like how everybody needs an Uncle Frank. You need an inner Uncle Frank as well, don't you? To say to yourself, you know what? You're taking all this government and bureaucracy thing too seriously right now. Come on, let's have a beer together. Yes, have an inner Uncle Frank. And so we're coming back to where we started this morning. My first nomination for the GuMPers Hall of Fame, the legend, the Algarve legend, MIA, missing in Algarve. That's our man, Frank, certainly to be in the GuMPers Hall of Fame because of that underlying threat of fun all the time. And we need more of that in the times that we're living in. Couple of more memes for you then, folks, that I would like to share. I think I've done all the videos this morning. I haven't done this one, have we, this morning, from this fine gentleman who was with us a little while ago. Was it only last week, Benny?
Bom dia, Portugal!
Bom dia, Portugal! There he is. I think we have covered all the videos this morning. Thank you again, Philomena, for all your lovely coverage of the Festus. Yeah, I think we've done that. And we even had my toast as well from last night's Premium Plus gathering. Great fun. Yeah, naked chairs, painted chairs, posters. Oh, here's one for you. What is this? This is a couple of Star Trek characters. I don't know their names, forgive me. A man walks into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm. Asphalt. He said, "A beer, please, and one for the road." Very good. Have we got any more of those to share with you? Yes. Oh, no, we did. We've already done those. Excellent stuff. I think I do need to go back, however, to the wonderful Katia Lima, Beyond Lisbon, Katia Lima. And, Philomena's tuned in. Thank you. Obrigado, yo, Philomena Pascual. Superb coverage. And we'll talk more about it when we see you again on the show. And I want to share this with you, perhaps as a final thought this morning to send you into the weekend. Spotted this morning on Facebook. It's great to be a friend of Katia Lima on Facebook, because she posts up things like this. And I think this is a final thought that I'll leave you with as I wish you a bon fin semana. And thank you for all those lovely nominations. I keep wanting to say inductions, but nominations for the GuMPers Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. A lot of fun doing that this morning. So let's carry on with that, and let's maybe build a Hall of Fame, a physical one, and certainly have a gathering, a GuMPers gathering, when we actually induct those wonderful characters, into that GuMPers Hall of Fame. Just finally then, this Katia Lima shared thought this morning. I would like to disturb your viewing for the moment. And this is from Facebook, of course, where they said, "I would like to disturb your scrolling." Katia said this. "We don't know each other, but I wish you all the best in life, and may all things work out in your favor." Isn't that a lovely sentiment? Lovely thought to share with you. Have a great weekend. Bon fin semana. And we'll see you on Monday. Now, what did Gilda say? She's going to a wedding, so she might not be able to be here for the whole show, but she's going to tell us what it's like to go to a Portuguese wedding. I have a suspicion that the bubbly might already be flowing by 9 o'clock on Monday morning. So tune in to find out what could possibly go wrong when that happens. So have a great weekend. Bom fim de semana. Ciao, ciao. Thank you. Muito obrigado. And what else? Adios. Adios to you. Whatever you're doing this weekend, have a great time. Bye for now.